What do you mean we only have $100 for food this month? I gave you $300. What did you spend it all on?
Besides food, I also had to use that money to cover up other expenses that came up.
We're not even halfway through the month yet. Your money handling skills are horrible. Not only are bad at managing money, but you're wasting my hard-earned money on unneeded shopping.
I know that you're working hard and putting in many hours to bring money into the household, but no matter how I handle it, it's not enough.
I told you that my company has stopped paying overtime, so you need to cut back somewhere. You knew from the start that I'm the one who should be managing the money and not you, since you can't do it.
Please, I just want to be able to feed Sarah something decent. Next month, I'll try harder to manage the money, but in the meantime, can you give me some more?
Why do you think I should do that? Before I got married, I managed to keep my food budget at $100 a month. If you consider that now we have you, me, and Sarah, that's 3 times $100, making $300. That should be plenty for the month.
Using simple calculations, that is probably so.
However, if you think about it, Sarah is still a small child. You could put her budget at $50 per month because she doesn't eat that much. Your lousy excuse that you don't have enough money is unfounded.
Now, wait a minute. Before we got married, you lived with your parents, right?
This is no different than living at my parents' place. I'm paying the rent.
That is not the only living expense around here. There are other miscellaneous expenses like medical, transportation, utilities, and other things needed around the apartment. For those things, additional money is also needed.
What do you mean? Those things only cost a few dollars.
Yeah, but when you add up those few dollars, they become many dollars. I need money for things in addition to food.
So that's why you want money? You'd better not be lying. I will not be taken for a ride. You're always complaining about food expenses. I know that your mother has been sending you food.
It's not really that much.
What the hell does that mean?
Mostly what my mother sends is food that can't be used because it's old, stale, or past its expiration date.
I don't believe that.
For some of the items, the expiration date is more than a year old.
It doesn't matter if it's past the expiration date. It's still okay. Oh, you worry too much.
I'm afraid to open the canned foods because they have swelled in size. I've heard of cases where the cans have exploded and injured people when they opened them because there was so much pressure built up inside.
I bet that if you took a video of what happened when opening the cans, it would go viral if you put it up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or maybe even TikTok. Those kinds of videos are rare on those sites.
There is no way I'm doing that. I will not take a chance of injuring myself, and I can't believe that you would even suggest that.
In regards to the food, I can't believe that you're complaining about your mother's generosity. Everything is not always like that.
True. She did send us some meat and fresh fish the other day. Normally she sends packages through UPS and forgets to send them via refrigerated shipping.
I doubt it's on purpose. You shouldn't get angry at your mother for that.
Well, it's strange, isn't it? Not remembering to ship the package via refrigerated shipping?
Like I said, I doubt that she did it on purpose. Maybe she's going a little senile now. You should be grateful. I don't understand why you can't accept the kindness of others. Stop your negative thinking and be thankful to your mother for at least sending what she does.
Fine. From here on, I'll try. Since we're talking about packages, a package came for you today.
It's about time. I purchased some fishing gear online a while ago. You can only find these items online, and the merchant sure took their sweet time shipping them.
Yeah, well, I had to pay some import tax on it. I have no idea what the guy was trying to say, except it was from Europe and I had to pay some sort of tax to receive it. So I need you to give me the money when you get home.
Say what? What are you talking about? You paid the money to receive the package, right?
Yes?
So if you paid for the package, then there is no need for me to give you the money.
Wait a minute. What the hell are you saying? I paid for the package with the money that you gave me to use on food. That was the only money I had. Things for your hobby do not count as food.
You know, I was excited that my package I was waiting for finally arrived, and now you just ruined the excitement for me. Thanks a lot.
You sit there and yell at me about money and tell me to cut back, and all you do is turn around and spend money on the things you want, not what we need.
What are you talking about? It's only fishing gear. I go out to catch fish, and you and Sarah get to eat the fish that I bring back. So it becomes food for the house.
Well, up until now, you haven't brought home enough fish to make it worth your while going out there.
Are you saying that I'm not good at fishing?
That is not what I'm saying.
That really pisses me off. I was gonna give you the money for my fishing gear, but I changed my mind. I am not giving it to you. I work hard to support this family, so I deserve to buy what I want.
You know what? Forget about it. This is going nowhere. If you don't want to give me the money, fine. But will you at least return my savings bank book? It has that money in it that I had saved up before we got married.
I can't.
What the hell do you mean you can't? That's my money. I want to use that money to cover what I need when I come up short. I don't care about using it. It's not going to cause you any trouble if I do.
I've noticed that every time you think that you can afford something, you let down your guard and start spending money on things we don't need. It's easier to come up with ways to save money when it's tight.
That won't work in this situation.
Well, I give up. This conversation is going nowhere. You mentally can't handle it, apparently. I'm holding onto your savings account card for the time being.
Say what? Please, Jeff, give it back to me.
You sure are so stubborn. First, you need to prove to me that you can handle our current situation. Once you do, I will give it back to you to manage. Anyways, I'll stop and pick up some pizza on the way home tonight.
Thank you.
When I get home, I expect you to apologize to me by saying, I'm sorry for having bothered you for more money today. If you do that, I may give you and Sarah each a slice of pizza.
Jeff, I can't believe that you would make me do that. You're impossible.
Do you have a problem with this? Look, I bring in the money that we live on to survive. So you had better be ready to apologize profusely when I get home. Hey, Naomi, your husband has come home. Why in the hell aren't you here to greet me?
Welcome home, my dear Jeff.
What? Why are you being so polite? Are you hiding something from me? Are you having an affair?
No, I am not having an affair.
I see. But something is still not right. Anyways, hurry up and get your butt back home and fix me some dinner. I'm famished.
Dinner? You want me to fix you dinner?
Yeah, that's what women do for their husbands, right? You know, you should be really grateful that I eat the slop you call food without complaining.
The food my daughter serves me and my granddaughter is certainly not slop.
What? What are you saying? Granddaughter?
Sorry to be sending this from Naomi's phone, but I had no choice. This is Naomi's mother. Long time no hear, Jeff.
Oh, hi, Mom. Long time no hear. Oh, sorry, I thought you were Naomi.
You don't have a very complimentary attitude toward my daughter.
No, you're right. I'm sorry. By the way, where's Naomi? Is she at your place?
She's in the hospital.
What? Why? Was she in an accident or something?
No. She has been hospitalized for malnutrition. The doctor has her on IV of nutrients and watching over her to see if there are any problems because of it.
What? Why is that? What has she been doing? Sorry about this whole thing, Mom. I didn't mean to worry and put you out.
Don't you really understand who put Naomi in this situation?
It sounds like you're gonna say that it's all my fault.
You hit the nail on the head, jackass. I was extremely shocked when I saw my daughter's and granddaughter's poor physical condition.
There's no need to exaggerate here. By the way, I want to ask you something.
What is it?
Who is the annoying, meddling jerk who went out of their way to call you to handle something like this? You live a 4-hour drive away.
Your daughter, Sarah, did.
What? She couldn't have done that.
Sarah saw that Naomi had collapsed and called me.
Sarah is only 4. There is absolutely no way that she could have done that. I don't believe it.
Naomi taught Sarah that if anything happened to her, to press number 1 on the speed dial on the phone.
Naomi taught Sarah how to do that, huh?
She said to me, "Grandma, Mommy doesn't have any food and he's getting too skinny. She fell down and won't get up."
What the hell was Sarah talking about?
Because I live so far away, I couldn't get to them right away.
That's for sure.
A neighbor helped them. The neighbor could hear Sarah crying and asked her what was wrong.
Do you mean that a neighbor entered the apartment without permission?
It was an emergency situation. The neighbor didn't need permission. Sarah pleaded desperately for the neighbor to help. Sarah told the neighbor that she was very hungry, but her mother was even hungrier and that there wasn't any food. She didn't need any food, but to please give her some to her mother.
I can't believe that Sarah would do that. She has thoroughly humiliated me.
Oh, shut the hell up. You deserve to be thoroughly humiliated.
How dare you tell me to shut up? You don't live here, and this really pisses me off.
Is that all you want to say?
You know that this is going to go around the neighborhood, and everyone will be looking at me. Did Sarah say anything else?
Well, the neighbor helped nurse Naomi. The neighbor fixed something simple for her to eat, and according to the neighbor, Naomi cried the whole time, saying how delicious it was. The neighbor suggested that she get to a hospital and offered her a ride. But she was still so weak that they decided to call an ambulance. The neighbor took Sarah with her and followed the ambulance to the hospital. They called me on the way, and I went straight to the hospital. The neighbor waited there until I got there and even waited until Naomi was stable.
I can't believe all of this. Sarah is making it look like I never fed her and Naomi anything.
You know, if you think about it, that is exactly what you did. Not only did you not give Naomi any money, but you also confiscated her savings account card.
I only did it to manage it. With everything I've done for them, you guys don't even have an ounce of gratitude towards me.
What are you saying? We should be grateful to you?
I married Naomi, who came from a single-parent household. You guys should be thankful for that. However, because of your spoiling her as she grew up, she is terrible at cost-cutting and managing money. And to top it all off, she's making me have to go through all of this trouble. I took in this worthless woman and had to train her right myself.
Anything else?
Sarah also. She's being taught weird things by the two of you. I don't want a woman who is both petty and devious. Also, don't forget the debt of gratitude owed to me for raising a kid who isn't even an heir to this family.
Is that all you have to say?
There is still a lot more I want to say, but I will wait until Naomi and Sarah come back home. Then I will educate them both properly.
So, you think they're going to come back home?
Do you think that in that poor household of yours that you can support a daughter who is out of work and a granddaughter? I guess there is only one place for them to go back to, and that's here.
I see.
I don't really care if Naomi and I separate. However, I'm not going to give custody of Sarah to a skinny, incompetent, former housewife who doesn't make any money and has no ability to make a living.
Are you out of your mind?
From here on, I won't allow Sarah to meet with Naomi or you in order to prevent her from being taught any more weird ideas. And if you two don't straighten yourselves out, you will never get to see her again.
So, you're going to use Sarah to force Naomi to come back to you?
That's it. Great, isn't it? There actually is a use for your useless daughter. But if you want to be forgiven too, the three of you can come here and all of you can get down on your hands and knees and beg me for forgiveness. This will be a great sight to see. 3 generations down on their hands and knees begging for my forgiveness.
Down on our hands and knees, huh?
You will also go around the neighborhood and apologize to the neighbors for exaggerating the situation and causing such a ruckus. And then we will all live together.
Okay then, I completely understand what you want. I will be in touch with you as soon as my daughter and granddaughter have completely recovered.
Hold on now. You had better come here before I change my mind.
Long time no hear, Jeff.
Oh, Naomi? Or is this Mom?
It's me, Naomi.
It's about time I heard from you. What took you so long?
It took quite a while to recover.
So, when are you going to come apologize and beg me for forgiveness?
That day is never coming.
Huh? What are you saying?
It means that I'm leaving you and filing for divorce, Jeff.
Divorce? Are you sure about that? If you divorce me, I'm not giving you 1 red cent.
Oh, is that so? Even if you don't want to pay anything, I will still receive alimony and child support from you.
That's complete nonsense. It is not happening. You're abandoning me. You will be paying me alimony, not the other way around. I will also get custody of Sarah, so you will also be paying me child support.
Do you really think that just because I couldn't do things at home that I will lose? You're crazier than I thought.
So how do you think that you can get alimony and child support out of me?
It's because you were verbally abusive and forced us to live with very little financial support.
Yeah, right. Your reason for divorcing me is that you're making me responsible for us not being able to live frugally?
Also, you lied about not getting paid overtime anymore when you actually got paid for it.
What are you talking about getting paid for overtime? My company told us all in an email that it is no longer paying for it.
That's not true. The real reason you wanted to manage the money was not only so you could use it as you wish, but also so you wouldn't have to show me your payslip that showed me overtime being paid on it.
Don't talk to me like I'm the only one who would do that. Who told you?
Your company's CEO.
My company's CEO?
Apparently, he's a longtime friend of my mother. They went to school together all the way from elementary through high school. They were such good friends that they still have nicknames for each other, and they've been keeping in touch as friends off and on all these years.
You never told me about that.
She didn't tell me. My mother kept quiet about it because she didn't want to add any of that pressure you had at work.
I hope she didn't say anything else to the CEO.
Well, considering that your lying has been exposed, I'm sure you can guess what she told him.
What the hell was she doing?
What she felt was best for Sarah and I. Anyways, you took the salary the company paid you and spent it as you wanted, and you even used up my savings.
So, you even know about your savings now, do you? My CEO shouldn't know anything about that.
Oh yeah, he didn't. I checked on the account myself, and I also asked a private investigator to look into things for me.
A private investigator? How were you able to do that? You don't have any money to use.
My mother helped out. The private investigator was way more proactive than I was in making sure that your background was thoroughly investigated.
I can't believe that your financially poor mother would have that kind of money laying around.
She's not poor, but she's not rich either. Why is it that you think she's poor?
Because she raised you as a single mother, right? All single mothers are poor.
You're right. I was raised by a single mother, but that doesn't mean that we didn't have money. My mother has a master's degree and makes good money.
But didn't you ask for help? Didn't you say that you were struggling financially?
I didn't want my mother to worry about me, so I never told her anything.
Well, don't count on me now.
I've heard about everything, how you're pissed at Sarah.
What's that?
Because of Sarah's actions and doing what she did, being honest with everyone, she and I were saved. So I decided that no matter what it took, I was going to help to get out of the situation that you put us in. I realized that everything here was connected to Sarah's happiness.
What a self-centered act.
The one being self-centered is you. You forced us to live on very little food, yet you were having extravagant dinners with your coworkers at luxurious restaurants.
How do you know about the dinners with my coworkers?
How do you think I know? By the way, did your young female coworker enjoy the new brand name bag that is only being sold this year? Wasn't that nice of you? I also wanted one.
She was feeling down at work and I only wanted to comfort her. There was nothing special about that.
She's been feeling down at work for about the past year now, hasn't she?
Naomi, I'm sorry. Just please forgive me.
What are you confessing to? It's not only that you used the money as you wanted, but also the fact to cover the debt you went into in getting her the bag as well as other things, or is it about the ongoing fun you're having with your coworker right now at the spa hotel you're at?
Oh, stop it. The fact that you know everything is scaring me.
Well, I suppose the scary part comes from this point, since you're going to have to pay for what you've done.
You know what, Naomi?
What?
I didn't realize how such a strong and confident person you were.
Thank you. And what else?
That is why I'm thinking about having you manage the finances.
Oh, are you now?
It was hard to consult you about the debts. We have accrued these debts while we've been married, so let's try and work this out together.
What are you going to do about your coworker you're with now?
I don't need her as long as I have you.
Oh, not happening, Jeff. I don't need you anymore.
Look, I'll apologize for everything. It's just as you said. I'll do anything. I'll even get on my hands and knees and beg.
What kind of value do you think begging on your hands and knees will have for me? Even after you do that, do you think I want to be with a guy who is a scumbag to the very end?
What? Considering how you are, you're calling me a scumbag? What do you mean, the end?
This is the last time I will be contacting you directly. From here on, all communication is to go through my lawyer.
Wait a minute. You're saying that as if you're really leaving me?
That is exactly what I'm seeing.
That's gonna be a problem for me. The house is pretty dirty now. And you're not there. Oh, that's it, Sarah. Sarah needs a father, of course. We're a family.
I told Sarah that I'm leaving you.
I see. I bet Sarah's crying now. I'm sure that she's saying that she doesn't want to be away from her father.
I'll tell you now what Sarah said. She said, "I don't care if Daddy is not around. I prefer Mommy. Bye-bye, Daddy."
I can't believe she said that. You're making that up.
I'm not making it up, so I am going to. Bye-bye.
Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Don't leave me. Naomi? Sarah!
After that, with my lawyer's help, the divorce went smoothly and in my favor. Everything that Jeff did and the abusive language that he used on Sarah and my mother were listed in the complaint. I also included all the evidence that my mother was able to collect. My in-laws were shocked when they heard everything and were pissed as hell at Jeff. They were even more pissed at him after. In addition to the alimony I claimed from Jeff, I claimed all the money that Jeff had spent on after-work dinners and on his coworker. I even claimed the savings I had before we were married that he used. I also got the courts to rule that any loans that Jeff had taken out during our marriage were to be his responsibility and not mine, as he literally controlled all the money. For everything that I was owed, I forced him to pay it all in one lump sum. My in-laws were forced to sell their house to pay for it all, which really pissed them off at Jeff even more. Jeff had planned to quit his job and stay with his parents after this incident, but instead he found himself crammed into a run-down apartment because his parents refused to let him live with them. Since he had quit his job, he ended up having to start working part-time with his mother to make a living. However, because of everything that had happened, his parents went to court to get conservatorship of his finances using our divorce filing as evidence. All the money that he makes is being managed by his father now, leaving him with no allowance. He was going to go and live with his younger coworker, but when she found out that he was paying me alimony and child support, she wouldn't have anything to do with him and dumped him right there. After the divorce, Sarah and I went to live with my mother. Because of her help getting back to eating proper and healthy meals and having no stress, I was able to recover quickly and start a job. I may be busy, but every day I am much calmer and collected than before. The thing that makes me the happiest is that I can make Sarah anything that she wants to eat. I am loving the fact also that Sarah has returned to a healthy weight for her age. She now looks like a normal, healthy 4-year-old. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.
Good work today. You did pretty well considering you've just started. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me anytime. I'll put you back on the straight and narrow if you ever get lost. Just make sure you listen to me and we'll get along perfectly fine.
Of course, and thank you very much for the help today. I feel like I've learned a lot about the job.
Speaking of learning, was today the first time you've handled a cash register? I noticed you were fiddling with it quite a bit near the start of the shift, so I was curious.
Oh, you saw that. That's a tiny bit embarrassing. But yes, it was my first time.
Even if I hadn't seen it, I could have heard it from the next block over at least. What other jobs have you had until now? Let me guess, some cushy desk job.
Not quite. Used to do a lot of babysitting for the neighbors when I was in high school, but that's about it.
And after that?
Well, after I graduated from college, I got married and became a stay-at-home wife. So I don't have too much work experience. I felt like I was super behind when I was writing my resume, even though I have a degree to my name.
Oh, lucky you. You've had an even easier life than I thought. How old are you now?
I turned 26 just last month, actually.
Well, you're still fairly young. You should be able to figure out how the register works soon enough. And if you don't, at least we'll have free entertainment.
Well, I sure do hope you're right. I've been pretty clumsy my whole life, so whenever I start learning how to do something new, it takes me a super long time to figure it out. It doesn't excuse my poor performance today, but I hope it at least explains it. I'll try my best to improve.
Don't fuss over it too much. Everyone starts out at the bottom and has to work their way up. Well, except for me, of course. But very few people are blessed with the ability to learn as fast as I do.
Sadly, I don't have that ability, so you'll have to be patient with me if that's possible.
Of course. I wouldn't expect someone like you to be able to live up to the potential of someone like me. Very few could, realistically speaking. Not that it should come as a surprise to anyone.
I suppose so, yes. Oh, right. There is something I wanted to ask you about. A lot of the women working the registers are mothers too, aren't they? It was really nice to talk to them during the break, but I think it'll be a while before I can remember all of their children's names.
That's not surprising. I'd say something around 80% of the women working here have a kid. I have a child as well. He's a little angel, and far more intelligent than the average 5-year-old. That's to be expected, though, given who his mother is. I forget, how old did you say your kid was again?
Oh, he's 1.5 years old. It wasn't that long ago that I couldn't even imagine him walking, and now he's running all over the place.
Is that it? You said you got married right after you finished college, right? It's a bit strange how long it took you to actually have a child.
Yes, well, we struggled with that for a while, even though we kept trying.
Wait, that reminds me. Didn't you say you were single? I feel bad for your kid, if nothing else. So young, and he already doesn't have any sort of father figure in his life. Go ahead, then. Why did you two break up? Did he cheat on you or something?
Well, it's a complicated situation, and I'd rather not get into it right now.
All right, then. Keep your secrets. I don't care that much about the story anyway. Are you sure you'll manage fine all by yourself, though? Taking care of him will only be getting more expensive from here on, you know. Just you wait until he starts going to kindergarten. I don't think this job will be enough by then. I don't think it's enough even now, really. Shouldn't you look for a job that pays better than this?
I'm not sure if I'll find another part-time job that pays this well, honestly.
Sounds like an excuse to me. No part-time job that pays better than being a clerk. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be silly and actually do some looking into it. Unless you want to be poor for the rest of your life, I suppose. But maybe that's all you're capable of.
There probably are some jobs that would pay better than this, realistically speaking. But I have practically no job experience, nor any skills that would be considered useful in any field. So this is the best I can do for now. I'm just making the most out of a bad situation.
Making the most of a bad situation, huh? Don't get cocky. You were lucky that you were even hired, so you best not get complacent. Even if this job is unskilled labor, that doesn't mean you get to coast through without putting any effort in, got it?
Oh, of course, I plan on giving this job my all. I don't want to make it harder on everyone else just because I'm not pulling my weight properly. I'll do my best.
Keep in mind that I'm practically the handler for all the part-time staff. I'll be keeping my eye on you just in case. If anything comes up, make sure to come to me, first and foremost. Are we clear?
I thought you were working part-time as well. That doesn't seem like a position a part-timer would get.
I've worked here a long time, and I'm quite close with all the managers, especially Mike. I don't know if you're aware, but he's the supervisor for our shift. He really likes me, you know, can barely get enough of me. Who can blame him, though? I'd be the same if I was around someone as amazing as me.
That's great.
I warn you now, so I don't have to waste my breath doing it later. Make sure you don't do anything that might irritate me.
What do you mean by that?
There's been a few naughty part-timers that tried going against me. Let's just say their careers didn't last long here. Actually, you seem like a bit of a dimwit, so I'll make it clear just for you. Don't annoy me or I'll get you fired. It's not something that will be difficult for me.
Understood. I'll be on my best behavior.
Glad to hear it. Looking forward to seeing you at work. You best not be late for your second day.
Hello, and sorry for messaging pretty late in the evening. But there's something I feel I should ask about. It happened earlier at work today.
Spit it out then. What happened?
Well, I don't know how to put it nicely. Were you taking money out of the register?
I was. I don't see your point. That's part of my job, taking money out of the register and giving the change to the customers. What are you trying to insinuate here?
I could have sworn I saw you putting that money in your pocket. That's the problem? And from the looks of it, it wasn't the first time? Your hands were moving too smoothly for that. How long have you been doing this for?
I honestly have no idea what you're talking about. Me doing that? Don't be ridiculous.
I don't want to believe it either, but I heard from someone that money's been going missing for quite a while now. Is it just you that's doing this? I think you should stop before you get caught. Surely it's not worth the risk.
No, you must have been daydreaming. Had I actually been stealing, I would have come clean about it. I'm honest like that. But I haven't done anything like that, and I don't plan on risking my job for a few extra dollars.
I have to report this to the manager, Patty. The company needs to investigate it themselves, and I'm not sure if they will be lenient.
You're running your mouth a whole lot for someone who hasn't even been here for a full month yet. What is it with you? You get some weird kick out of accusing people of things they didn't do. Do I need to remind you who I am and what I can do? I just need to have one conversation and you'll lose your job before you can say, but I'm a single mother.
But you're working the same part-time position as me. Do you really have that much of a say?
I'm special, you see. Don't even think about putting me anywhere near the same place as you, you silly girl.
What exactly makes you more special? I haven't seen anything that really sets you apart.
I've already told you. I'm rather close, shall we say, with a lot of the managers, in case you've already forgotten. I may still only work part-time, but my word carries far more weight than yours, or anyone else's for that matter.
I doubt the managers would want to be close with you if they found out what you've been doing under their noses this whole time. What even made you start doing it in the first place? It's the worst thing you could do as someone working the registers, besides spitting in a customer's face or something.
You don't seem to understand, so I'll spell it out for you. Even if you say something to the higher-ups, they'll only have your word to go off of. There's no chance that they will believe you.
I can't be the only one who's seen you. I'll look around for other witnesses who'll back me up.
Even if there were other witnesses, I think you'll have quite a bit of trouble getting any of them to speak.
Why? Have you done something to keep them from talking about it?
Not quite. I don't need to do anything to keep them quiet. They do it all by themselves. They're terrified of me, like you should be too. They know their place, and so they don't even consider angering me because they know the consequences of doing so. They all seem to have working brains, unlike a certain someone that's being a little pest.
So what? You're just threatening people's livelihoods so they don't rat you out? Do you even realize how horrible what you're doing is?
I don't recall asking for your opinion. I'm the leader around here. If you have any issues with my leadership style, take it up with HR and see how far that gets you. Better yet, just quit now. Save us all the trouble. This is how things have always worked around here. You haven't been here from the start, so you have no right to comment on how we do things. Got it?
I did find it a bit odd how the interviewers said that they were constantly looking for new cashiers. Now I know why. You're forcing them to quit through your intimidation tactics. How many people have you done this to? Do you really care so little about other people?
Do you feel bad about every bug you step on? The same concept applies here. But then again, you have no proof that I've done anything to them. Sure, most of the idiots that quit did it pretty soon after they got on my bad side. But, as far as I can tell, it was just a coincidence.
How shameless can you get? And why do you seem so proud about it? How could someone like you just get away with it? It makes my blood boil just thinking about it.
Someone like me? Whatever could you mean by that? Haven't you noticed? I'm so far above the average person, it's only natural I could do as I pleased. And if I were you, I'd be more worried about my own job rather than other people's. You're a single mother. Are you sure you want to risk angering me? How long do you think your child could go without food or shelter? Not long, I'd wager.
Some of the higher-ups must be your accomplices. There's no way you'd get away with all of this otherwise. Still, it's odd how much they're favoring you. They must be getting something out of it too.
Oh, wow. Look at little Miss Detective over here. And I thought you were just a stupid girl. Maybe you do have half a brain after all. Sadly, it's wasted on trying to oppose me when you should be using it to figure out how best to please me. And unless you start doing that, I really will have an issue with you. Are you sure you want that? Do you have enough savings to survive while you're looking for a new job? I doubt it.
I won't need to look for a new job. All I need to do is show the world what you're doing.
Oh, you are a riot. Am I the big bad villain in your superhero story? Sad to break it to you, but that's not how the real world works, girlie. Companies work best when people walk the same path, you know? Just one piece getting in the way can be rather problematic. You can stroke your ego with this hero complex of yours. Just keep this in mind. I won't do you any favors. And I doubt anyone else would want to be associated with a nutcase like you.
That's fine by me. I've already told you all I care about is bringing to light what you're doing. You have no right to be getting away with it.
Have it your way. But I bet you won't like what I'll do to you tomorrow. Look forward to it. I'll make sure to have a lot of fun with you, girlie.
And once you've had your fun, you'll try to get me fired? Good luck with that. I won't make it easy for you.
You're not the first to have said that. Try it, see what happens. This company has no need for troublemakers that want to ruin everything. Go ahead and try blowing the whistle on me. It won't get you far. Even on the off chance that people do believe you, there's no chance they'll actually back you up. Did you not come in today? Wait, let me guess. Are you finally reaching your breaking point? Do you feel like you want to give up yet?
You've had people take my personal belongings. Not only that, all of our coworkers have been far colder to me recently. They're all acting as if I don't exist. Is this all you can manage? Surely you can do better than that.
Oh, don't worry your pretty little head. I can do far worse. I thought I should give you a little taste test first, though. Have you been enjoying it? The higher-ups also know to keep their eye on you, so you best not make any mistakes. They'll be looking for any reason to give you the boot. And it's all because I told them to. Oh, I love how much power I have. I don't think I'll ever get tired of this.
You best enjoy it while you still have it, Patty.
Be careful what you say, girlie. I can make you go through hell at the drop of a hat. Neither you nor your kid are in any position to be able to survive that. Remember that. If you want to live, just stop opposing me. It's that simple.
I want you to confirm something for me. What happened with the money that you stole from the register? Did they just ignore you taking it?
Of course they did. They're my allies. It's only natural they'd help me. Where are yours? Oh, wait, I forgot. You don't have any. Such a shame, is it not? I bet you wish you could get away with everything I've done, but you can't and you never will. Go ahead. Try to lay a hand on me. See how that goes for you.
I wouldn't be so confident if I were you, Patty, and I certainly wouldn't be blatantly confessing to all of my crimes either. The boss is reading these messages too.
Is that right? The boss? You mean Mike? I thought I already told you that he and I have an understanding with each other.
No, not him. When I say the boss, I mean the owner of the whole supermarket chain. Juan Rivera, aka my father?
Yeah, right. Do you really expect me to believe that? That's far too convenient of a story.
All right, tell me why you don't believe me.
You're just a lowly cashier. Not only that, you've never mentioned this before. If your father really owned this place, you would have used that to get a way higher position.
Well, it was actually my father that asked me to work as a part-timer here. He had something, or rather someone, that he wanted me to keep an eye on.
What are you babbling about? That's completely ridiculous. For someone that's supposedly an adult, you really do have a child's overactive imagination. I thought you were strange before, but now you've got me worried about your head.
It's perfectly fine if you don't believe me right now. You will do when judgment comes bearing down on you. You will regret your pitiful actions soon enough. You can believe me on that.
As if. I'll never fall for such an obvious lie. You, the daughter of some bigwig. No chance. What business does a single mother have being related to an actually prestigious man like that?
I don't see how me being a single mother and my father being successful are related. Well, not like it matters what you think. You'll see I'm telling the truth soon enough. Say your prayers for when that time comes.
Are you really telling the truth? You said you were completely inexperienced when it came to working. Was that a lie? What else have you been lying to me about?
I haven't lied about anything, actually. I hadn't worked here until I started a few weeks ago. I also was not lying about being a single mother, nor was I lying about not having much experience with jobs in general. The reason why my father gave me this job is because he wanted to give me a chance to get back on my feet.
Get back on your feet from what?
Well, my husband died in a car accident while I was still pregnant. I was depressed for a long time after that, as you can imagine. Until then, I'd always relied on my husband, so I find it hard to adapt to life without him. I suppose my father couldn't bear to watch me be so pathetic, so he offered me the job. He said all I had to do was watch over a store he was really concerned about.
And that's how you wound up working here.
Yes. The first thing that caught my eye was the strangely high turnover for the part-timers. Most only seemed to last a few weeks at best. Then the money started to not add up anymore. Some of it was just going missing.
Oh, no.
And yet every time you try to get the staff working here to look into why the money was missing, they'd always come back empty-handed. So the only logical conclusion was that whoever was taking the money had a lot of help from inside the store.
So, you mean he knew all about all of this?
He did, yes, but he didn't know who was behind it all, which is why he sent me here so I could find that out for him. It took a lot less effort than I thought it would. I think it's safe to say that both you and all of your accomplices will be punished for this.
Punished? How, exactly? I won't be fired, will I? Please, no, anything but that. I'll take a smaller salary. Unpaid overtime. Just please don't fire me.
I simply carried out the investigation. There's no point in asking me for mercy. I have no power when it comes to deciding what the punishment will be. By the way, I'm fairly sure that your accomplices are being questioned as we speak, so there's no point in trying to intimidate them out of telling the truth. The only thing left for you to do is sit back at home and wait for the decision. You've already gone home for the day, right? Don't bother coming in tomorrow.
But I haven't done anything wrong.
It's too late to deny it, Patty. Far, far too late. Here's a suggestion. Maybe don't admit your crimes over text to someone you've barely spoken to. It's not exactly a smart move. Because of you being so open about what you've done, we've been able to prove that you were the main cause of so many staff members quitting. Believe it or not, intimidating people into quitting is considered a bit of a faux pas in this company.
I don't know anything about that. I have not done anything wrong.
I wonder if anyone will listen to what you have to say. I doubt it. I expect that the company will be especially harsh on you, given how much you've acted like you were the big boss. I have some news for you. Witnesses for all of the crimes you've been accused of have started to appear. Most of them have come to us by themselves fairly soon after they found out you'd been suspended and were under investigation. I guess most people aren't afraid of cornered animals that can't fight back. And now you know how they felt.
Why did you tell my family?
I'm sorry, what?
Why did you go so far as to tell my husband about this? He hasn't looked at me the same since.
I didn't talk to your husband. I've got no say in what the company decides to do. I suppose they felt it was a suitable part of the punishment.
They called my home number and just told everything to my husband, just because he happened to be the one that picked up. They even mentioned the thing with Mike.
Oh, right. You had something going on with this Mike. To think you were cheating alongside everything else you were doing? I guess that's why he was willing to overlook everything you were doing. Still, I'm kind of surprised for such obvious manipulation. Either you're very good at it, or he hasn't had much attention from women in a long time.
Don't be ridiculous. I cared about him.
That's a shame. He doesn't seem to care that much about you. He told us everything, even went so far as to print off all the incriminating messages you two were exchanging and hand them over.
Still, did you guys have to tell my family? How am I meant to face them now? My husband even said he's going to divorce me.
As he should. I'm not sure what else you were expecting. I seem to recall this Mike person also being married. I wonder how that's going for him. Probably about as well as it is for you.
His wife even had the nerve to come over and talk my ear off. Us women should be supporting each other. Oh, what a joke. She even said she'll sue me once she gathers the money for a lawyer. Can she even do that?
Yes, actually, it's called alienation of affection. Look it up, and I don't blame her. She's pregnant, isn't she?
I don't care about her kid. I care about mine. My husband said he's going to take him away. What am I supposed to do?
The first step would be to pay the alimony. Good luck with that, you'll need it. Especially since you've been pretty reliant on your husband until now. I wonder how you'll cope. The company's also thinking of suing you, as far as I'm aware. For your sake, I hope you can find a lawyer worth their salt.
Wait, what? Why is the company suing me as well?
Believe it or not, stealing money and forcing people to quit isn't exactly good for a company. I imagine they'll have you pay for the damages you've caused. Hope you've kept track of all the money you stole.
This is ridiculous. I don't have that kind of money.
Why not pay it in installments then? Not like you have much of a choice, really. If you try really hard, you might be able to pay it off before you pass away.
How am I meant to make enough money for that? I've only ever worked as a cashier.
Oh, it shouldn't be an issue finding a job like that. There's plenty of places looking for new hires all the time. This company, I hear, is pretty welcoming too. So long as you're not a single mother. But you'll be all by yourself, so you should be more than all right.
This is all your fault. Ever since you showed up, everything has gone wrong. How could you ruin me like this?
I would say your life being ruined is simply the consequences of your actions. You should take responsibility for those. Your own ego and pride were your downfall. You should have kept them in check better.
Until you came along, that place was my turf. I will never forgive you.
Thankfully, I don't want you to forgive me. You never should have seen yourself as the god of that place. Because you never were, and never would be. You were just another employee.
I will never forgive your father either. How much scummier can you get? He used his own daughter as a spy just to get back at me. Poor Mike and I. We've been breaking our backs serving this company, and this is the things we get.
It's only natural for a company to get rid of dead weight such as yourselves. Frankly, you were little more than parasites for the business. You're getting what you deserve. And now that you're gone, I'm sure the part-timers will feel much better about coming to work every day. They don't need a control freak that doesn't know her place watching their every move. Unsurprisingly, Patty and her husband wound up divorcing. She lost custody over their son and was kicked out of her old home. She then began working at another supermarket in order to scrounge up any money she could. Ironically enough, her new boss wound up being far more demanding and narcissistic than she had ever been. She despaired because of the low wages and long working hours. Not only that, not being able to support the lavish lifestyle she'd been accustomed to only worsened her mental state. Regardless, she continued to work even as her will waned. Meanwhile, my father was rather pleased with my work and offered me a full-time position within the parent company. My tasks were rather similar, so I felt like I knew what I was doing already. When my husband passed, I honestly thought I couldn't do anything by myself. But being able to help my father like this showed me that I do have a purpose in life, and it helped me gain confidence in myself once again. If it means I can stop injustice and make the world a better place, I'll do everything in my power to achieve that. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe to see more content.
Hey, Logan. I really need to talk to you. It's about your mother.
What's going on with her? Didn't the doctor say she was doing better at her last checkup?
Well, actually, she doesn't seem to be doing very well physically in the past few days. Depending on how things go to her next checkup, the doctor said it might be better for her to stay at the hospital for a while to get inpatient care.
Are you serious? She has to stay in the hospital? Why does she have to go to the hospital? This is the whole reason why she's being taken care of at home. She doesn't want to stay in the hospital.
I mean, until now, I was able to care for her myself. It was just managing day-to-day care, but now that she's sick, her needs are different. She needs a lot more care and monitoring, and I can't do all of that here by myself. I'm afraid we've come to a point where we have no choice. We have to do what's best for her, and I don't want things to get worse.
Anna, do you have any clue as to how expensive a hospital stay is these days? We can go bankrupt, even with Medicare and insurance.
Logan, this is your mother's well-being we're talking about, and you're worried about how expensive it's going to be? I don't even know what to say. I, for one, am grateful that she's doing as well as she is, even though she's a bit more ill these days.
I mean, Anna, did you expect that you would have to be her full-time nurse so soon after we moved in with her? Come on, Mom is only in her 60s. Why is she so sick all of a sudden? It doesn't make any sense. She shouldn't be this weak.
Your mother has taken 2 falls recently. What do you expect? She's suffering from after effects from those falls, too. It's not just that she's sick now. She has a lot going on. Come on, Logan. This woman has devoted her life to taking care of you. Can't you have some compassion? Don't you want to give back for all she's done for you? The least you could do is come home to her a little more often to spend time with her. It's not like she's going to live forever.
I see what you're saying, but let's be honest. No one wants to see their mom all weak and sick, you know? It's too tough. You understand.
Time with her is going to be limited, Logan. It's not uncommon for illnesses like this to kickstart dementia. She might start losing her wits soon, and she might not recognize you any longer. You don't think it's important to see her before any of that happens? She talks about you all the time. She really wants to see you. I really think you should come home and see her.
Yo, come on. Mom has it better than most, you know? Most old folks just get thrown into an old folks' home and are forgotten about. She has you by her side every day, and you used to be a nurse. You know what to do and how to help her. How would I be of any help? I'm pretty sure she's happy with what she's got, you know? Again, it's better than what most people her age are getting.
I may be your wife, Logan, but I am not your mother's child. Don't you understand how important it is to her that she gets to spend more time with you? Besides, the whole reason why I agreed to move in with your mother was because we agreed that we would be taking care of her together. It's not like I'm going to abandon her care. I'm committed, and you know that. I'm keeping my end of the promise we made. You, on the other hand, have done next to nothing to keep your promise to me, or her for that matter. Ever since I came here to take care of your mom, you haven't been here at all. Like, ever.
Yeah, exactly what you said, Anna. I am my mother's child, and you are not. Do you have any idea of how difficult it would be to see my mother bedridden? To see her so weak? She's my only mother. I thought you would be more understanding about my feelings. You keep nagging me to come home. You really want me to do something that's gonna traumatize me? Is that what you want?
Logan, it's been 6 months since I moved in with your mother, and you haven't even talked to the landlord about dissolving our lease at our apartment like you promised you would.
Exactly. So doesn't it make more sense for me to be here so that the apartment doesn't just sit empty?
All it takes is one email to give notice to the landlord. That's all you need to do. If you're worried about how much your mom's hospital stay is going to cost, why don't you just move back here so we don't have to keep paying the rent? We need to save money any way we can, Logan. Paying for an apartment we don't need doesn't make any sense.
If I move back, my commute to work is going to be longer.
Yeah, by 15 minutes. It's a difference of a whole 15 minutes.
Do you even know how big of a difference 15 minutes is in the morning? You really want me to spend more time of my day in traffic? That's 30 more minutes out of every single day that I lose. Do you know how much valuable time that is?
Fine, but will you please come and show your face sometime soon? It would mean so much to her, and it would do a lot to make her feel better. Like I said before, depending on how her next checkup goes, she may have to go and stay in the hospital. Not to mention she will have to stay at the university hospital, which would be much further away.
Fine, Anna. I'll do what you want me to do. I'll come see her when I get out of work early.
You said that the last time we had this conversation, and you're yet to pay her a visit.
I'm serious this time. I will come and see my mother when I get out of work early. Does that make you happy?
Well then, I am going to let your mother know that you will be visiting her soon. Don't let her down, Logan. She's your mother. She needs something to look forward to right now. She needs all the support she can get.
Okay, fine. You just keep taking care of my mom like you promised. I have to get back to work now.
I'm serious, Logan. Do not disappoint your mother. She can't handle disappointment in her current condition. Just let me know when you're heading this way, okay? I just want to make sure to have dinner ready with all of your favorites. I'm sure you're missing my cooking by now. Are you eating? I worry about you too, you know?
Don't worry about it. I'm an adult, Anna. I think I know how to feed myself.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I go out to eat or I get DoorDash. It's really not a big deal. It's not like I'm starving to death because you're not here to feed me.
Okay, but you hate eating out and you hate restaurant food. What changed? You used to give me such a hard time about having dinner ready every night because you hated eating out so much.
I'm trying to be understanding of the situation, Anna. You're busy taking care of my mom, and I don't want to put more pressure on you. If that means eating restaurant food every day, so be it.
Okay, I guess I understand. Anyways, don't work too hard. I'll talk to you later. Logan, that's yet another week that you said you were going to visit and you never did. When do you intend to come and see your mother?
I know, my bad. The thing is, my boss is sending me on a business trip starting tomorrow. It's business. I have to go, you know? It was such short notice, so I'm running around packing and getting ready right now, so I can't really talk.
What? You're going on a business trip?
Yeah, that's what I said. I have to go away for 10 days.
But you've never had any business trips in the past, let alone such a long one. Why the sudden change?
I know, right? I guess it's because we're gaining tons of out-of-state clients. I have to go meet with them.
I didn't know that. Are you really going away on a business trip?
What? What are you going on about? Of course I'm going away on a business trip, and I have no choice in the matter, Anna.
I mean, it's just weird that you're suddenly being sent out on a long business trip. That was never a part of your job. I don't know, it just seems odd to me.
I just told you it's because we're getting tons of out-of-state clients. Things are changing and it's different now. I have to do what my bosses tell me to do. Besides, what do you know about my work anyways? You nag me about not coming to see my mom every chance you get, and now you're gonna nag me about my work too? Sheesh, I don't know what you want from me.
I was at our apartment the other day, Logan.
What? What did you say? You're telling me you ditched my mom and wasn't taking care of her just so that you could come to the apartment? For what reason?
I was gone from here only while the in-house care nurse was here. You know what I saw, Logan? There were women's face wash and shampoo in the bathroom. Care to explain how they got there?
Why do you care all of a sudden? I use them, okay? I don't know what the big deal is. Is there a law that says a man can't use women's products all of a sudden? If there is, that's news to me.
It didn't even seem like things you would like, Logan. You were always so critical of how the products I used smelled, and the stuff I saw definitely was not to your liking.
Okay, Detective Anna. So, what do you suppose is going on then? Just stop, seriously, it's pathetic. I've been working so hard to make sure you and my mom have everything you need. I don't need you to nag me about what shampoo I'm using. To top it off, now you're accusing me of cheating on you? This is just great. Just what I need right now.
You keep promising to visit and you never do, Logan. Both your mom and I really want to see you, and you act like we just don't even exist. Not once have you come to visit us, no matter how many times you say you will. This is not what I signed up for. You promised me we would do this together. Not only have you shoved all of the responsibilities onto me, you don't even support me.
Look, I get that taking care of my mom is really hard on you, but you agreed to take it on yourself. But like I said, I've been working extra hard to get overtime and make sure you and mom have everything you need. What more do you want from me? Why don't you stop wasting your time on imagining ridiculous things like I'm cheating on you and focus on what you agreed to do, which is take care of my mother. Seriously, stop stirring up stupid drama. It's so childish and it makes you look like an idiot. No wonder my mom's health is declining. Are you even taking care of her at this point?
You have no idea what I go through every day to take care of your mother. It is so much work, more than you could ever imagine.
Then how is it that you have time to daydream about stupid things like me cheating on you? I'm sure taking care of my mom can get boring sometimes, but you don't need to create needless drama.
Stupid things? Needless drama? You're just going to sweep my feelings under the rug like you always do.
I'm not sweeping anything. I'm just pointing out the obvious here. You are, in fact, making baseless accusations based on how a shampoo smells. Seriously, just stop. The last thing I need right now is more stress. Why don't you focus on what you have to do, and I'll do the same. I'm working my butt off, Anna. I'm working harder than I ever have had to do.
Fine. If that's how you're going to be, fine. I am done arguing with you. It's not like you're going to suddenly be helpful or supportive. Have a safe trip. Just promise me you'll come and visit your mother when you get back.
You're really like a broken record at this point. You don't have to tell me that again. I will come see my mom when I get back. Oh, and stop going to the apartment without telling me from now on. I'm thinking of reaching out to the landlord and dissolving the lease once and for all.
Wait, you're gonna move in here? You're moving back home? Are you serious?
No, I didn't say that. There's a vacancy at the condos my company owns. It's kind of like a dorm, but I figured I would move in there.
What? So I'm going to continue living here and taking care of your mom, and you're gonna move into your company's condo?
That's just what I said.
Why in the world would you do that? That is so screwed up. What is wrong with you? We're married, Logan. Why can't we live together like we're supposed to?
You agreed to take care of my mother, remember? Heaven forbid she has to stay at the hospital. It would be more convenient for you to commute to the hospital from that house anyways. Or did you think that you would be relieved of your duties as soon as my mom is in the hospital?
Of course not. Of course I will continue to take care of her, but...
So then I fail to see what the problem is. You married me. You're my wife. My mother is your family now. Family takes care of each other in times of need, right? I'll do what I can, and you do what you can. Right now, what you can do is to continue taking care of my mother. Simple as that. Hey, Anna, how's it going over there? I saw that you called. Is everything okay?
I did call you. Why didn't you answer my call?
You knew I was on a business trip, Anna. I've been busy with work. I don't have time to talk about dumb crap with you. I have to work.
Oh, is that right?
My business trip is finally over, so I'm on my way home. I'll swing by my mom's place on my way home. Did anything happen while I was away? Anything to report?
As a matter of fact, yeah. I do have something to report, Logan. Your mother passed away.
What? That's a joke, right?
No, the services already took place too.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, wait a minute. What are you talking about? My mother died? Wait, are you being serious right now?
What reason would I have to not be serious about something like this? In the end, it was pneumonia that took her life.
Why the hell didn't you tell me? Why didn't you get hold of me? And what are you talking about? That the services were already held? What did you do? Why wasn't I the first to be informed? What were you thinking?
I did call you, Logan.
And you couldn't be bothered to leave me a voicemail? Or why not send a text so I would see it right away?
Your mother told me on her deathbed that if you didn't answer the phone, I shouldn't bother to tell you.
What the hell are you talking about? Why would you say something like that?
Your mother gave me very detailed instructions on what she wanted while she was still conscious. I didn't do any of this on my own, of course. None of these decisions were made by me. I only did what she asked me to do. She gave certain instructions in her will before she passed. Of course, I had an attorney come to formalize it. I did nothing to deserve you berating me. I did nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong? Are you kidding me right now? What made you think you had the right to hold the services without even telling me that my mother died?
That is entirely your fault. You should have answered your phone when I called. You knew she was ill. You knew she could have been in the hospital, and yet you couldn't even be bothered to call me back? You could have texted to find out what my call was about, but did you? Of course not. I guess you should have, though.
You are unbelievable. You're the worst. I can't even believe I'm talking to such a vile, evil human. You can't even be bothered to make sure I knew that my mother had died? You disgust me. I can't believe I'm married to someone as vile as you. I want a divorce.
I figured that's what you would say.
What did you say to me?
Logan, I know that you've been having an affair this entire time. You just dumped the care of your mother on me. You sent me away, and that entire time you were having an affair. You were just gallivanting with your affair partner the whole time I was struggling to take care of your mother by myself.
What in the hell are you talking about now? Maybe taking care of my mom got to you, and now you're imagining things like you're the victim or something. Get a grip, Anna. It's not a good look.
I will gladly give my consent to get a divorce. But if you think everything is going to go your way like it always has, you are wildly mistaken.
You know what you are, Anna? You're a sore loser. Yeah, you talk a big game, but you're all talk, no substance. You can threaten me all you want. You won't follow through with any of it. You never had the nerve, and you never will. Well, if a divorce is what you want, a divorce is what you'll get. Why don't you pack up your crap and leave my mother's house then? You haven't worked in so long. All you've done is take care of my mom. Good luck finding anything that's gonna help you get by on your own. Hey, Anna, I need to talk to you. The attorney contacted me and told me about the inheritance. Would you care to explain to me why you're the primary recipient of the inheritance? He told me you're pretty much getting everything. What the hell is this about?
Because that's what your mother wanted. It's in her will. Check it yourself.
Just because it's in her will doesn't mean you're the right person to get that inheritance. You have gotta be kidding me with your unbelievable greed. Waive your right to the estate and the inheritance right now.
Now why would I do a thing like that?
Why, are you kidding me? I'm her son and you're getting more money than me. And what's this about me only being entitled to whatever is left over after the estate is settled? And you don't see anything wrong with this picture?
I am not the one that told you that, Logan. It was the estate's attorney who told you that. Don't you think that's proof that what you were told is legally sound?
Even if that were the case, this is clearly screwed up. Why should I, the son, get less than you, a complete stranger?
It wasn't up to me. It's what your mother wanted, and she made the appropriate arrangements before she passed. What do you want me to tell you? It's legally set in stone. There's nothing I can do. Besides, you may be her child, but you were consistently unreliable. You never once took care of her when she was at her most vulnerable. In fact, you couldn't even be bothered to visit her, not once. This is her way of saying I meant more to her than her actual flesh and blood. Doesn't get much clearer than that, Logan. You're getting your fair share based on the effort you put into supporting your mother. I think it's more than appropriate.
I trusted you with the care of my mother because I knew I couldn't do it nearly as well as you could. If it weren't for me, she wouldn't have had you taking care of her. So where's my thanks, huh? What the hell was she thinking? She was always a damn witch, always out to get me.
For your information, if I hadn't agreed to take over the care of your mother, she wouldn't have had the option of staying in her home. How bold of you to think you're the puppet master behind your mother's in-home care. I agreed to take care of your mother because she was always so kind to me. She always treated me like I was one of her children. That's why I cared for her, Logan. Not because her selfish, worthless son told me to. If it wasn't for my love for her and her kindness to me, I would have walked out when you repeatedly failed to even show up at your mother's house. You kept promising, yet you never followed through.
Come on, Anna, think about this in logical terms, please. You really think that you can get away with doing something like this? You actually think the rest of my family is gonna let you get away with this?
Yeah, about that. I wouldn't waste your time worrying about that. All of your relatives are in agreement with your mother's will. No one's going to contest it. If anything, they're pissed off at you for taking the residuals after you've done absolutely nothing to support your mother.
What are you talking about? Why the hell would they be mad at me?
Because they all received a letter written by your mother where she told everyone everything. And I mean everything, Logan. How you never bothered to come visit her, how you never even lifted a finger when it came to her care, how you whined about the hospital expenses. Oh, and of course, how that entire time you were cheating on your wife.
What?
Oh, and I have a copy of the letter. Would you like me to read it to you? It says, "My son has relied entirely on his wife for my care and has been stepping out on his marriage the entire time." Wait, there's more. It goes on to say, "My son absolutely does not care about his mother and has never once taken the time to even visit me." So in case you're wondering, all of your relatives are fully aware of the fact that you not only neglected to care for your ailing mother, but that you used that time to have an affair.
You keep saying affair, but what are you talking about? Did Mom have dementia? Was she in on the wild imagination thing?
Imagination? No, Logan, this wasn't an imagination. Your mother and I knew about the affair the entire time.
With what proof?
Oh, I have proof. I have lots of proof. In fact, I have more proof than I know what to do with. Your mother told me I should hire a private investigator, so I took her advice and did exactly that. She even paid for it. Ah, don't you worry. You'll see all of the evidence when I submit it to the court at the time of our divorce. So you better plan on working just as hard, if not harder, because you're going to have a lot of payments to make. To me, of course. Oh, and one more thing. It's about your mother's house. She signed the deed over to me while she was still alive. So don't come here anymore. It's my house now.
What? Anna, that's my house. That's the house I grew up in. Doesn't it make sense that I get the house now that my mom is dead?
Makes sense to whom, I ask. It surely doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, does it make sense for your wife to take on all responsibility for caring for your mom while you're gallivanting with your affair partner? Huh? Does that make sense to you? No, Logan, it does not make sense. It doesn't make sense at all, which is why cheating reflects so poorly on general society's sensibilities. Very bold of you to insist that things make sense when you're the one who's been sneaking around behind my back and have been dishonest to everyone this entire time.
Anna, please, just calm down. I need you to calm down so that we can talk. Just you and me, okay?
Oh, I'm calm, Logan. I've never been calmer in my entire life. By the way, that business trip that you were on when your mother passed away, you should know that I know you were taking a vacation with your affair partner. Or does she prefer mistress? Oh, I don't care. Anyways, all of your relatives know about your little trip too. I showed them the pictures of you and her at the beach resort you went to, which is why no one objected to having the services before you were notified.
Anna, come on. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I screwed up. I promise it won't happen again, so please, please reconsider. Please forgive me. That affair was just a temporary thing, you know? Just a mistake.
Oh, is that so?
It's not that I want to break up with you or end things with you. It was just a simple mistake. It meant nothing, I swear.
What makes you think I care? You're the one that brought up divorce, remember? Or did you conveniently forget about that already?
That was because I was mad that you didn't tell me my mom died, and I got emotional. That was a mistake, too. I shouldn't have said that. I couldn't think logically because you came at me with so much, and I lost my way, and...
How absolutely convenient for you that you've had a change of heart now that your pea-sized brain has comprehended just how bad of a position you're in with the inheritance and the divorce. I mean, I knew you were a crap of a human being, but you're just pathetic on top of it all.
No, that's not it at all. I swear. You're so important to me, Anna. You've always taken such good care of me. I've never once thought I wanted to end our marriage. I swear to God. This is the truth, Anna. I was just shocked that you agreed to the divorce so quickly. I didn't know how to react. I thought you loved me, Anna.
Isn't it exhausting for you to keep lying the way you do? You better be careful, or you're gonna end up digging your own grave with all the lies. You won't be able to keep them straight anymore. Oh, let's see now. My wife will take care of my mom until she dies, so don't worry about it. Once my mom dies, I'll divorce my wife and we can be together forever. A recorded conversation between you and your mistress. I wasn't kidding when I said I know everything. Trust me. At this point, anything you spew from your mouth is just a waste of time and energy for the both of us. It's too late now. The damage has been done. Needless to say, your mother wasn't expecting much out of you, and I gotta say, neither do I. She and I went through all of the collected evidence and decided you're worthless.
I don't know what to say, Anna, except that I'm sorry and I own up to my shortcomings. I fully admit that I'm the bad guy here, and I will do anything to make amends to you. I'll break up with the other woman, I promise. I'll break up with her right away and devote myself to you. Please, Anna, I am begging you. Please, reconsider the divorce. I said some things I shouldn't have in the heat of the moment, but I swear I didn't mean any of it.
Logan, I hate to point out the obvious here, but not once did you do what your mother and I asked of you. And now you're asking me to reconsider as if I would ever give you the time of day ever again? You're exactly right, Logan. Your words mean nothing. All of them. They never meant anything, and they still mean nothing. Your words mean nothing to me. I did absolutely everything you ever asked of me. I made sure your mother was well cared for, that she felt loved, and that she was at peace when she passed. I'm done here. I held up my end of the promise. Don't you think it's about time you started taking some responsibility for your own actions? You did this. This is all your fault, no one else's. Grow up. Man up and own up to it for once. One last thing though, Logan. I just want to say, if you think you, who has never done anything for anyone else ever, is going to find true happiness in this lifetime, mark my words, you're wrong. Have a nice life, Logan. After that, Logan and I began divorce proceedings and held discussions and negotiations through our respective divorce attorneys. I made sure to hire the meanest bulldog of an attorney in town, and she absolutely went to bat for me. Once the proceedings went before the judge, every piece of evidence proving Logan's infidelity was presented to the court. And needless to say, the judge sided with me. Not that there were any winners in a divorce. It was clear that the judge was willing to throw the book at Logan, and the divorce was finalized shockingly fast. If anything, the real hero was my mother-in-law, who made sure to go over every last detail with her attorney before she passed. Again, my mother-in-law's will went through probate quickly and was proven to be valid and accepted as the true last testament of her wishes. As a result, Logan's share of his mother's estate was barely enough to pay for a night out, let alone pay for his legal representation, resulting in the process costing him more money. This, of course, came at the heels of the divorce court ruling that Logan had engaged in wasteful use of marital property when he used our assets to pay for lavish gifts and expensive trips for his affair partner. The court, finding his actions egregious, awarded me alimony in an amount of much higher than I was expecting. From what I have heard, Logan is now in dire financial straits, all of his own making. All of this, in turn, wrecked the relationship between Logan and his mistress. Now both are back to being single, except now they're both broke as a joke. There was evidence that they had been planning to use his mother's inheritance to pay for a destination wedding and luxurious honeymoon. Needless to say, their passionate love did not survive the challenges of real life they faced and disintegrated soon after the court proceedings concluded. The only direct contact I have had with Logan was a call I got from him around that time, crying hysterically, saying that he lost everything. Now that the proceedings are over, I have completely cut contact with him and have been blocked on everything, leaving him with no way of getting in touch with me. During that last call, though, he did say something that struck me a little. He said he was full of nothing but regret. I imagine my ex-husband is going to live every day regretting every choice he ever made that led him to where he is. As for me, I put my mother-in-law's home on the market and was able to sell it for way above asking price. With the proceeds from that sale and what she left me in her will, I was able to move and start a new life in a new place. The sale of the house was a stipulation in her will. She wanted to make sure I was able to move on and start a fresh new life, and for that I am eternally grateful. I have no desire to ever have any sort of contact with my ex-husband. He is dead to me. However, his mother lives on in my heart. Since she essentially cut Logan off before she passed, I feel responsible for carrying on her legacy and making sure her memory is kept alive. I carry her with me always as I embark on this new chapter of my life. If all I do for the rest of my life is make my mother-in-law proud, I'd say that's a life well lived. That's my goal, and I'm moving forward one step at a time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to see more content.